All right, you guys. So today we're going to learn a little bit. My hair is kind of flaring out. This is part two of the beginner balloon twister. Part one was done about 11 months ago, and I do apologize it's taken so long to do part two. Now, after which, in a sort of way, it's given you time to investigate and how you want to continue on with balloon twisting if you enjoyed your part one adventure. Okay, so we're going to go on and continue on off of that. So we have the basic colors that we talked about in part one. And if you haven't seen part one, please go back and listen to part one, because we want you to investigate how you like to be a balloon twister and if you like it. And it requires a lot of study. Now, if you're not one to want to practice or study, it's not really something, and you want to practice and study, and you don't want to practice and study as much, it's not something that you want to make a career out of. So part two and continue on, part three and four will continues on if you want to continue on and become a balloon twister and start making money doing balloon twisting. Now, part one has gotten you into twisting a balloon, and you're buying your balloons still at the store, like Hobby Lobby or Office or Michael's or even at Walmart or Target or something, where you're buying some balloons that are inexpensive, pretty cheap type of balloons. Inexpensive, no, because you will now go into phase two, which is you're going to buy from a wholesale company. Now, depending if you're on the East Coast or West Coast, there's several companies that you can choose from. I have interacted with three companies directly, which is All American Balloons, and I've done business with Continental Balloons, and I've done business with LaRockMagic.com. So allamericanballoons.com, continentalballoons.com, and LaRockMagic.com. These are all something that is in the industry where you can buy in bulk a lot more balloons and get a better handle on things and get better equipment. Now, if you're on a very tight budget, which we'll talk about tight budgets, to you have a budget, to you have an infinite amount of money and you want to just dive into some other stuff that you want equipment wise. Now, the inexpensive budget wise for balloon twisting, let's see if I can grab, where did I put it? So hold on a second. I thought I already pulled it out. Yeah, here it is. I did pull it out. Now, let's say you've already gone through the phases. A couple of your friends have said, hey, let's balloon twist for this birthday party, or you balloon twisted at a family's birthday party. And you're like, this is great, but I'd like to make some money. So you'll need something to carry your balloons in. And looking professional is really the key. Now, a lot of professional balloon twisters will grab a few bags, and we'll have a bag and a bag. Have balloon bags in a bag. So basically, they'll have these bags just stuck in a tote bag or something like that, which is okay. But you're going to come across where you want to start looking like you're a balloon twister and you're taking it seriously. So we're going to talk about seriously. Now, Cody Williams at Unicon, he does, and that's YouTube, Unicon, short for unicycling, because he does unicycling. He does a little bit about dressing professionally. You can go to his YouTube tutorial and look at how do you dress professionally. And his idea of dressing professionally is very ideal for the man. Something that looks good, a little flashy, but not too outrageously flashy. But if you love outrageously flashy, that is perfectly fine. There are plenty of people out there that wear stripes of colors and vibrant things and stuff like that. That's okay too. But always make sure that your costume is clean and your costume looks good on you and what you're comfortable with wearing. I do a mix of a few things. I have a costume where I actually look like I wear a costume where I look like I'm on an adventure. I'm an archaeologist, but I have the button that says balloonologist, and I'm dressed in khaki. I have a safari hat. I have a khaki vest and khaki pants with pockets. and then I wear a bright colored shirt underneath the vest. This portrays me as a balloonologist, where we have an adventure with balloons, and we do a lot of adventures with balloons and create things instead of digging up bones for an archaeologist or anything like that. So one of the things I was lucky to have is a good friend that made a balloon apron for me. This was actually one of my very first more professional looking apron setups. Now, she told her what I needed, and this is what she made for me. And this is great. I do have the other strap here that goes down here, so at 2 and 2. The balloons would go in here, and then they would go in the pocket. Now with the Easy Up system, they just actually will slip in the pockets, and it's with the nozzle up system, they just slip in the pockets now. So it's even easier. I don't wear this that much anymore. I have changed to a more rolling cart, and I've upgraded quite a bit to the Zuka bag or Zuka cart, and then I had a custom bag made by Ken Schutz. This one was made by a great lady who does a lot of sewing, and she knew exactly what I needed, and then she made it out of the descriptions of what we went through. Okay. Now this is great. Now if you go apron, whether you have someone make you an apron or you go Easy Up aprons, or even Ken Schutz makes aprons, and a couple other people, I think Belchunas makes an apron, and so does Ron Fowler. Now if you ever use an apron, I recommend using the heavy duty, this one's the Husky version of the construction workers suspenders. This will help distribute the weight around your waist a lot more. These aprons can weigh a minimum of 20 pounds or more depending on what you're going to put in them and additional things that you're going to hang on the side of them. These aprons can put a lot of strain on your lower back, so make sure that you do that. If you already have a weak back or something, I don't recommend aprons. Or if you're going to do aprons anyways, and you have a weak back, use a back brace and then put the apron on. The idea is to make sure that you're not going to strain your back. Now the next option is a scrapbook tote bag, scrapbooking bag. Now those you can purchase through eBay or Amazon.com or even at your local hobby store or Michael's store. I got mine, which was great. It was on sale, plus I had a 20% off coupon. Ended up getting this really big 14 by 20. It was 20 inches, 20 inches tall and 14 inches wide, rolled tote bag for $20. And it came with a place to put my all my stuff in the bag, and then it had little pockets on the side that it already had, and then it had a place for my Sharpie markers. Now, Ken Schutz does a custom designed bag pockets to go around it that you can say, here's the measurements for this bag, can you make me a custom pockets? Pockets meaning something similar to this. I had Ken Schutz make me this, and this goes through there. Okay, now Belchunas makes one also, and so does Ron Fowler. He makes these two that will go over the handle, so when you're using a tote bag and you put up the tote, you slip this on. Where would you put this? You'd roll it up and it will go on top of the tote bag, or sometimes it will even fit inside the tote bag if it's wide enough. This way, so because he puts there's an actual piece of wood right in here to hold that up, and it'll roll up. Now there's plenty of bags out there. Now they range between $100, like $80 on I believe Easy Up aprons, I think, start at $99, and then they go up. There's also round bags that you can get. Now at the craft store, there's plenty of things. Now if you go to a hardware store, there's those buckets bags. They're called bucket bags that the construction guys would use, and they'd stick them in those paint buckets. Well, you can get something very similar to that. Just be aware that the pockets on the side only stretch out so much because they're meant to put tools in, and so they don't stretch out. These are elastic, they'll stretch out a little bit. There's also ways of holding your, there's also ways of putting your extra balloons in that will be easy to put in by doing a trick of a string of balloons, and then you can take the nozzle and gather 50 of them together. Take a nozzle off of a scrap balloon, cut it off, stretch it out. Pretend this is a nozzle, and you'd stretch it out like so. Okay, so now it's a nozzle and you stretch it out and you stick the 50 balloons in there and they would dangle off. And let me show you, I should have some, these are stuffed, here we go. And they'll dangle like this, okay? And you'll have them all put together in 50s. It's best to stay with the 50 count. The 50 count is a perfect number. Now, balloon-wise, you're gonna match up the same colors that you have, okay? But this time you're going to buy some different type of balloons. You're going to buy the 160s and 350s / or 360s. If you go Patellatex does 350s, okay? What's great about the 350s, you have that extra length to be able to do the balloon design and not use another balloon. If you go Qualatex, which is brilliant, you can still do the design, but a lot of times you'll have to grab another 350 to do it. So when I do a one balloon dog, I can squeeze it out if I do the measurements right with a 350, but majority of the time I'm going to need to do a second 350 just to finish it off. Now they have the nozzle ups, which is great. That means any type of bag that you get, all you have to do is cut the top off and slide it in your bag. Now I have, because this was before nozzle up, is I purchased these. These are easy ups, and there's 15 of these, and on the 260s you can put 50 260s in each one of these slots. Then I roll it up, and then I stick it in my bag, okay? And then that's how I use this, and I still use these. Now, with the easy ups, it's made it a little bit easier. All I have to do is take them out, stick them on. Take them out of the bag and stick them on. I don't have to sort. If you choose to do just the bags, where they come like this, and you still sort them out, that's perfectly fine. Be aware, though, in Patellatex, the easy up, or the nozzles up, come in 50 count. And their bags, like bags similar to this, will come in 50 count. The only time you'll see 100 count in Patellatex bags is when you buy the 160s. It comes in 100 count. Now, with this, what I like about this, and you can also do it with the thing, Ron Fowler shows a way that you can put more than 50 in these bags. But with this, I can stick 300 160s in one of these because they're so small and narrow. I can put 300 of them in one slot. So I can get all of my 160s and not use all of this up. And I can get all the colors that I want on here. And then I can use the rest for my 350s or 360s and or 646s. Mostly it's 160s and then 646s. Now my 646s is another type of balloon that you can get, but I don't recommend right now, okay? They're fun to use. If you want to jump into them, go ahead, but I recommend if you do, you're going to need to have some specific designs that you're going to use them for. Now, I do have a few designs on my YouTube channel, Balloon Lady Diana, as you guys know, because you're already on the channel, that you can go ahead and learn a few 646 designs. But I think I only have 2, and then the other one is the big, tall nutcracker. Now, for party-wise and stuff like that, Tony Twist has a great tutorial on World WOW and World WOW 2, where you can get designs using 646s, and they are so easy. Even with people with small hands, the designs are brilliant. And I'm literally, the huggable one that he does, that I use, every time I make one of those, I actually have, and I always do, get another booking for a gig. It's just unbelievable how that design itself has produced more income for me by doing that, and that is investing. Now, if you wish to move on to becoming a better twister, you must invest. And I recommend Tony Twist's balloons, World WOW, Volume 1 and Volume 2, and his loop-de-loops Oh my gosh, the loop-de-loops are amazing. They're just cute and adorable. And once you get it down, and you're using 350s, okay, and they're great. Now these are things that you will need to learn. Go on YouTube, learn all you can. But these specialty designs and stuff really do enhance and set you apart from all the other twisters. And once you learn how to make them, when you're doing them, I can do some of these in a line twisting atmosphere. And line twisting doesn't always mean that the line is majorly long. Sometimes you're at an event and you're paid to be there, and the lines, you know, the event is just kind of like one of those events where they, oh well, we have a kid area, but it's kind of an adult event. And they have kids and stuff that come along with the kid, with the parents, and they're dragged around. They're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then they find the balloon twister, and the balloon twister does this. And you can make these, and they're brilliant. The other thing that you're going to want to do is, if you're going more expensive wise, I recommend looking at Ken Shoots custom designs or regular designs that he has if you have any customs. Balchunas has some great lines for custom bags or regular bags that he already has that you can purchase from him. Ron Fowler has a brilliant set of all sorts of stuff that is just brilliant. He's been doing this as long as Ken Shoots. They literally have brilliant designs, brilliant things to work with, and every single one of them has a way of doing something custom. So you just need to talk to them and do that. Now, a lot of those bags, the bigger bags, the more professional looking bags, like I said, they're going to start, like the Easy Up bags will start, I believe, at $99, and then they go up. And you can get you can get a bag whole setup and system for about $300 to $400, and you're just ready to go. Now, that does sound like a lot of money. If you're not in that sort of financial ability, go with the tote bag. You're not going to lose out if you go tote bag. And you just add a few essentials to that tote bag, and you're ready to rock and roll. Okay? Now, the other thing is business cards. You must get yourself a business card. Try to make sure that it has an eye-catching thing. Now, I did this one, and it has my motorcycle on it, but the picture's too small. So I kind of failed on the business card part of the photo thing. And but the information is still readable. You can still read all that information there. It has my Facebook, it has my Instagram. It had this one, because I hadn't the website up yet, doesn't have a website, but the next shoot of business cards will have my website on there. Yeah, I've been doing this for many years, and I've been really scared about websites. And but I had a lot of friends help me out, and now I'm doing my website. Now, Facebook is a great way. Put a page up, put your information up, and have a way for people to find you. Website is definitely something you want to do if you're going to progress further. So we'll talk about websites in probably stage 3 and 4. That way you get a gif of it. Some more stuff that you're going to need to buy, and I highly recommend, is along with the regular balloons we talked about in phase 1, you're going to want to add to your pile of balloons rounds. These are 5-inch rounds. You'll want the 5-inch round clear, blue, black, white, yellow, and red, and green. Now and pink. I don't have it. I'm actually out, except for what's in my bag. So pink and red. Okay, these are essential. These are for eyes. The red is for a quick Spider-Man. Now you can buy the Spider-Man print if you wish, but I blow up the red and then I just do his eyes in white. A friend of mine, Twisty Steve from here in Utah, said he blows it up and he'll do the white eyes. If he has time, then he'll do the spider web around the eyes. And it still brings out a good wow factor for the kids. Now the other one that you're going to want to add is any type of sports. If you're near a place that you're working where you have baseball teams or football teams that are really, if you're East Coast, like you guys go rampant on your sports, baseball and football and stuff. Eye balloons are great to have. These are great to make spiders. These are great to make monsters. Eye balloons. These are two ones, and here's the single eye balloons. They're great for octopuses and stuff like that. But to keep the budget down, you don't have to jump into the eye balloons, except for maybe the two eye balloons. Whether you go the angry eye balloons with two eyes, or not. Alien balloons, print wise, you'll go with the two eye ones. Okay, alien balloons, ninja balloons. Okay, this is if you're on a tight budget. Alien balloons, ninja balloons, and eye balloons. Okay. The things. Then you want to make sure you get some quick links. Now you want blush quick link, 6-inch, and brown chocolate. Not the dark one, but the brown, which is mocha. If you go Qualitex and toffee, if you go Patelatex. So if you're doing a princess and you need to do a darker skinned character, you have that color. And you want the blush Q-links to do the other princesses, and blush rounds. Now, this is for people who are not going directly into prints, because prints can get very expensive. This is, you can draw the prints on. So because you're going to be drawing prints on, you're going to want your Sharpie marker sets, okay? Now, Sharpie markers, the colors you mainly want is black, red, green, yellow, and black, red, green, blue. And then you do want and need to get, make sure you always get is the, right there, is the edding pen. The edding pen. Here, give me a second here. This is the smaller edding pen. This is the 751. You'll want a 750, which is a thicker one, which it will have a thicker end to it, like that. This one has a smaller end to it, but they both work the same. These are paint markers. Now you can also do Sharpie paint markers. You can do dry erase markers, but the white, you need the white. Okay, this is just something you need, white. So whatever you do, you go white on that. Now, whenever you go to a gig, make sure you have something that you can put your scraps in. If you have an apron, make sure you have an apron spot where you can put your scraps in. If you have a bag, make sure you have a bag area where you're putting your scraps in. This also helps professionally that you're cleaning up after yourself. Okay? So you want to make sure that you do that. Now again, on the professional side of it, you can get this. This is a castrator. You can get it at your local feed store, Cal Ranch store, feed store. This helps you open up a balloon and stick an LED light in it, or anything else, or candy or something in there. This is something that can be used more in stage 3 or 4, unless you want to jump into it. But yes, grab these. The other one is, make sure you have your quality pump. Now you can go with the regular hand pump. This is dual action hand pump. You can do that. And then of course make sure that you have your 160 pump. Again, this is a dual action 160 pump. Both of these are Qualitech brand. The headbands are essential. Now you can buy the headbands and the pumps at any of the mentioned places that I mentioned, which is All American Balloons, Continental, and La Rock. Okay? These things are ideal. Cutters. Now you can go scissor-wise, and I have scissors that are also on a thing. You can also purchase a cutter that can, some people will use a lanyard and stick the cutter there. You can have it on your pocket. I have it actually on my set, my system, and stuff like that. So cutters are essential because you don't want to sit there and use your teeth to cut all the time, and if you're using your hands all the time to break the balloon, eventually your fingers are going to get sore, and you're doing that. Next thing that you can do is you can go pump. Now this, I've adored this pump. I purchased it in July 2017. I've used it all since. It turns on, off, you push down You'll push down on it and it'll blow up the balloon. It's really not that loud. It actually comes with its own cutter that fits on the side here. I haven't used the cutter yet because I have my other cutters. It comes with the metal tip and it comes with the plastic tip. I broke my plastic tip. I got this at All American Balloons. I mentioned to Crystal I broke my plastic tip. She has sent me a new one. So I actually have a replacement plastic tip that I got. If you have any problems, if you purchase from All American Balloons, if you have any problems with it, she'll be happy to get it fixed or replace it if need be. This also comes with a strap, which is great because you have the back end, which will go on, you can go on a belt or you can strap it. Oops, I've got to put it on the right way. Strap it over and basically it can hang on you. Okay? Now, I use this a lot for making my curlies. So, you know, you're going to make balloons and you want to make those curlies. This one's great. And this easily stores in my bag and or on my hip. It's rechargeable, AC/DC adapter, rechargeable system. And the ability to take a 160 and blow it up and then make a curly cue out of it is great. So I can do it with one hand, you know, let the air out, just blowing them up one-handed, and then I can go ahead and wrap this thing around. Let's see if we can get a closer look as we do this. And then this isn't going to work very well. It's not because I don't have it stabilized on something hard surface here. Let's see if I can move this a little bit so I can make a room. Without pushing. All right. So you guys can see it in action. Okay. So then, literally, I can wrap it around 2 fingers, or I can even do a tighter swirl by wrapping it around 1 finger. Then I can put it on here. And I've got a curly cue, okay? This one's more of a wider one. Like I said, it was a little bit more of a tighter squeeze for me to do that for you on this. Okay, so give me a second here. Now I've got this. Okay, so the whole thing is to make it easier on yourself. If you can mouth inflate, that's great. If you can mouth inflate and do a curly, that's great. But after 4 or 5 hours of doing that, you're going to be exhausted, okay? You really are. And trust me, I know. So these are the next phases that you need to do on your step 2. One is look professional, okay? Number 2, upgrade the balloons that you get to 160s and 350s. Grab your rounds. Grab a few of the prints. Like I said, if you can afford more, go for it. Other than that, use the rounds for your eyes and things like that. Go along with the original colors that we talked about in phase 1, in Balloon Twisting Part 1, and just take those 160s and 350s and get the same colors. Why do you want the same colors? It's because then if you're making something, you can enhance it with a 160 similar size, color, and difference and everything like that. You'll understand as you start learning. Now, if you wish to progress in other colors, definitely go for it. Go for the Wild Berry. Wild Berry is something you might want to definitely go ahead and just purchase anyways, because the Wild Berry color is the color for the trolls. You definitely need to learn trolls, okay? So you're going to have to do troll dolls and troll things like that and stuff. The other one is black, so you already have black in your thing. Take the time to practice, practice, practice. When you're practicing, it becomes, as Cody would say, muscle memory. The more you practice, the more you've got the muscle memory. Now, the other thing is I very, very much emphasize as best as possible is to learn jokes. If you're not someone who knows a lot of jokes and you don't have a punny attitude, then please get a book. Get several books and just read them or download them on your iPhone or Android and learn some jokes. Learn some kid jokes. Learn some corny jokes. The best thing to do, because when you are at an event and you're making that kid a balloon, he's already wowed. He's already enticed. He's already excited about what you are doing. It's the parent that you want to grab more attention to. They're excited. They're watching you. They think you're really awesome too making that balloon. But if you can make a balloon, and while you're making that balloon, go ahead and be telling jokes or making some puns or anything like that, you're noticing that the parent's watching you. And the parent's going to say, this person is funny. I want to book him for the next birthday party. This person's balloons are immaculate. Look at how they're just doing it. He's not even watching himself. He's not going like this. You want to be able to make the balloon and not be staring at it. You want to be able to look, eye contact. Eye contact is important in any type of job. Eye contact. So if you can get eye contact with the kid, eye contact with the parent, make a corny joke, do something fun, make it fabulous instead of just standing there. Even if you are good at balloon twisting, but you're standing there doing this, they're not going to want you. They're going to go, okay, yeah, let's invite him, but what else is he going to do? He's just going to stand there. Learn some jokes. Watch some funny stuff. Get familiar with cartoons. Get familiar with cartoons that kids like to watch. Get familiar with things so you can learn the pun jokes. You can learn the music and everything like that. And again, these are the things that you need to do. Go for a bag. If you need to, go to Hobby Lobby and get a tote bag. If you have someone who can sew, make them sew you up something if they're willing to do so. Make sure you compensate them for that too, because you wish to be compensated when you do work. Help your local person that's sewing compensate them too. Okay, make it enjoyable for them to help you out. If you can do a little bit more a little bit more enhanced, and you have a bigger budget, go ahead and call up Ken Schutz or email Ken Schutz, Balchunas, or Ron Fowler. All three of them can be found on the websites, and they can be found on YouTube. And they can be, if you want to look at Ron Fowler stuff, he has a ton of stuff at Flower Clown on YouTube, and he'll show all of his equipment there. And Balchunas, cannot spell his name, but I'll have links down below so you guys know where to go to take a look at their equipment and see what fits your budget and what fits you. Okay, and the whole point is what fits you. Now, and then clothes wise, make sure that you're wearing something professional looking, clean. Even if you do a t-shirt type thing and jeans, make sure you are clean. Okay, I don't heavily recommend t-shirts, but I do t-shirts too. My t-shirts, I really do. I have a set of t-shirts that I wear that have something balloon on there. I go to thetwistersisters.com for women wear, and I have a couple of those shirts, and I have a couple other shirts I purchased from other balloon twisters that have balloon themes on them. If I do something that's not, then I go polo shirt. If I have something classy I have to be at, I'll actually wear something like this. There's an event that I had to be at that I had to look a lot more professional, because I was at a corporate event where I'm looking a little bit more tidier and neater. And so you have these different ranges. If they expect you to come in bright colors and that's how they see you, don't worry about it. But definitely make sure everything you wear is clean. Make sure everything that you have is professional looking. The more professional you are, the more bookings you'll get. I'll guarantee you that. Well, I do hope that this 30-minute little chat will help you out. If you have additional questions, or I went through something not quite catching and you want some more information, please don't hesitate to message me or ask a question, and I'll be happy to help you out and answer them. We'll go on to phase 3 later, and we'll talk about a little bit more about professional looking, and we'll talk about more about booking, and we'll talk about your Facebook page and websites. All right? Thanks for being around. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to practice, practice, and practice, because that's the key of being a great twister.